Good afternoon. It's a great day to be a mountaineer, particularly if you have snow tires and four-wheel drive, but I do appreciate you braving the weather and making it over here. I'm extraordinarily excited today to let you all know that Dana Holgerson will be joining our coaching staff as offensive coordinator for the 2011 football season. I know all of you here have done your homework and you know about Coach Holgerson and what his offenses have done, but as someone who really loves the college game and as an old quarterback, I feel obligated to highlight some of his accomplishments because they really are unbelievable. I think as many folks know, he just finished this season as Oklahoma State's offensive coordinator, serving under Coach Mike Gundy. He took over an offense that was 61st in the nation, total yards, and had a first-year quarterback, a young man named Brandon Weeden. Finished the season number 1 in total offense, moved up 60 spots in the national ranking. And a statistic that I find amazing, which is that his quarterback, Brandon Weeden, his running back, one of his running backs, Kendall Hunter, and Justin Blackman, the Blitnikoff Award winner in one of their receivers, became only the second trio in NCAA history to pass for at least 3,000 yards, run for more than 1,500 yards, and have a receiver that caught more than 1,500 yards or caught passes with more than 1,500 yards of receiving in the same season. Second trio in NCAA history. And I think for our players, guys like Gino and Tavon and Brad Stark, Sean Alston, I think they should be very excited about what kind of an offense they'll be playing in come next season. It's a great opportunity for them. Prior to his 1 year at Oklahoma State, Coach Holgerson was at the University of Houston in 2008 as the offensive coordinator there, serving under Coach Kevin Sumlin. He finished 3rd in the nation, averaging 562 yards a game, scoring over 40 points a game. In his second year at U of H, he finished number 1 in the nation, 563 yards per game, over 42 points per game. And the Cougars ranked number 1 nationally in passing offense, number 1 in total offense, number 1 in scoring offense. And, of course, they had a great quarterback down there in Case Keenum. I think, as you all know, prior to his 2 years at the University of Houston, he was at Texas Tech in the South Plains, a beautiful Lubbock. Coached there for 8 years, 3 of which he was offensive coordinator. There, of course, he served under Mike Leach, who is one of the most ingenious offensive guys in the country. And in Dana's first year at Texas Tech, he finished 4th in total offense. In his last year at Texas Tech, he finished 3rd in total offense in the nation. Of course, I think, as you know, they have had a variety of quarterbacks out of Texas Tech that have done remarkably well. What I find amazing is that he's had this production at 3 different schools, of course, 2 of which, Oklahoma State and Texas Tech, are in a very tough conference, the Big 12. The combination of this high-powered, high-octane offense, along with what I think is one of the great defensive staffs in the country, I think puts us in a remarkable position. Jeff Castile has done a remarkable job this past year, ranked 2nd in scoring defense in the nation, 2nd in rushing defense in the nation, 3rd in total defense in the nation, 2nd in opponent third down conversions. You know, he and Coach Dunlap, Coach Kurlavich, Coach Lockwood have built a tremendous defense. They're punishing, they're physical, and I think the combination of that defense along with this high-powered, high-octane offense under the leadership of Coach Bill Stewart gives us a lot of excitement about the 2011 season. Let me share a thought or two, if I could, on the transition year, which is next season. And what I expect and what I've shared with our coaches is that I expect a smooth and a very professional transition. I have no doubt that we'll accomplish that because our guys are very professional guys. I've spent some time looking at various transition models in our industry within college football, and there are really 2 that we are using as models for our transition. And let me share what those 2 models are. First of all, the model that very impressive, almost very similar to ours, almost exactly like ours, is at the University of Wisconsin back in 2005 and 2006 when Coach Barry Alvarez, one of the great Big Ten coaches of all time, segued out in favor of Coach Brett Bielema. And Coach Bielema had a 1-year timetable, date definite. Coach Alvarez's last season was 2005 with the Badgers. They finished with a 10-3 record, ranked 15th in the nation, won the Capital One Bowl. Coach Bielema moved into the head coaching position in 2006. In his first year, the Badgers finished 12-1, ranked number 5th in the nation, won the Capital One Bowl. A very successful transition, and I've had the good fortune of getting to know Coach Bielema over the last couple of weeks, and have learned a little bit about that transition. Very impressive. The other transition model that we've looked at and we're going to model ourselves after is also extraordinarily successful, and it's at the University of Oregon. Chip Kelly, I think as many of you know, came to Oregon in 2007 to join Mike Bellotti's staff. Chip had been the offensive coordinator at the University of New Hampshire. He was named coach in waiting in 2008 and then became head coach in 2009. Mike Bellotti, someone who I've gotten to know over the last year or so because of my frequent trips to the West Coast. Mike Bellotti's last year was 10-3. The Ducks won the Holiday Bowl, ranked in the top 10 that season. Chip Kelly's first season, which was, of course, 2009, last year, the Ducks finished 10-3, won the Pac-10 despite losing to Stanford, and finished number 11th in the nation. And if you look at both of those programs, Wisconsin and Oregon, they are today two of the most successful programs in the nation. Of course, Wisconsin going to the Rose Bowl ranked 5th, if I'm correct, and Oregon obviously playing for the national championship game. So I think that this transition year will be a very valuable year for Coach Holgerson, be a very valuable year for Coach Stewart, an opportunity for Coach Holgerson to learn from a very experienced Bill Stewart, and I think an opportunity for Coach Stewart to learn from Coach Holgerson, who, of course, runs this high-powered, high-octane offense. Let me briefly touch on the future. You know, I want our Mountaineer program and expect us to compete at the highest levels. And my goal, certainly, and the goal of our program, is to win a national championship. In order to do that, we have to win, obviously, Big East championships. And as I look out on the horizon, what I see is a rapidly improving Big East, by and large because of the addition of Texas Christian University in 2012. TCU has a tremendous program, ranked number 3 in the country, playing in the Rose Bowl against those Wisconsin Badgers. And I think the addition of TCU is going to raise the bar for all of us in the Big East. And we need to respond to that and prepare ourselves, because I believe eventually the road to the Big East championship will go through Fort Worth, and we need to be prepared to go ahead and beat a team like TCU on the road to claim a Big East championship and get to national championship consideration. Obviously, I also think, as many Big East athletic directors and football and basketball coaches think, that the addition of TCU will open up some recruiting areas for us down in the state of Texas. Do we think we'll get 7, 8, 9 guys a year out of Texas? No, because of the geography. But I do think we can begin the process of identifying top players in Texas and Oklahoma and throughout the Southwest that will be, be good players for our program here. Let me thank Bill Stewart for what he is doing for West Virginia University for the football program. You know, he took over at a very challenging time back in 2007 and, acted as the consummate professional, calmed the waters, and has done a marvelous job leading our team. And I think because of his professionalism, I have all the confidence in the world that our transition year will work very smoothly. You know, I look forward to having two great coordinators, Coach Dana Holgerson, Coach Jeff Castile, led by a great West Virginian and a great person, Bill Stewart. And I'm very much excited about certainly the 2011 season and beyond, because I think we will have one exciting brand of football here at Mountaineer Field beginning in 2011. I would be happy